Well, this episode escalated very quickly. Like, it was intense and savage. I didn't think the other dude that got rebuilt into a robot would be quite like this. So, just to do an educated guess, I'm assuming that our main male character, which is the old man, he is going to be the hero of the story, while the young teenager is going to be like the villain of this story. Judging by how the opening is, but also the theme of it, what we see going on here, how the old man, he's someone that is the exact opposite of the teenager. Like, in almost every single way, he is the exact opposite. I'm going to assume that it's like a hero and villain type thing. They're both nemesises to each other. And so, I find that very fascinating. But, anyways, let's talk about the teenager character, okay? I did not think he would actually go through with doing what he said he would do. I was very shocked with that. Like, when the first quarter and first half of the episode was going on, and you see how he was trying to encourage his friend to go back to school, I thought that entire scene, like, when he's saying, like, oh, he would, probably end someone, I figured he was just saying that, because you know how kids are. I mean, let's just be completely real with each other, one-on-one, 100% real, when you're playing games, or even when you're talking with friends. Sometimes you say stuff that could be very edgy, but you don't truly mean it. You don't mean it, okay? Let's just be real here. You probably have had conversations if you're a gamer or whatever, or you talk to people online. You probably encountered, individuals or your friends that you talk to them in a way that you would say, like, normal people wouldn't normally say in a regular conversation, but you say it just to be edgy, but because you're with your friends or whatever. And in this case, when he was talking to the dude that was not going to school and he was trying to encourage him, I figured he was just saying that. Scare the man or make the man think and then come back to school. I didn't think he would go through with what he did in the second half of the episode. I mean, when you see how he, scared the birds away and the bird fell, I was like, okay, that's kind of messed up. It legit is messed up. And there were some warning signs right there, but it wasn't necessarily too bad at that start. But then when he started just having cars, like, just, crash into each other, and he was playing, like, a musical or whatever, like he was conducting, like, a musical play, I was like, okay, this man is unhinged. Like, he's very unhinged, but he's not at the level of, like, very crazy, because, I mean, number one, he's a teenager. He probably doesn't comprehend what he is doing. But on top of that, when you look at the scene, I actually rewatched it a couple of times, it doesn't look like anyone necessarily died in that scene. Now, some probably got critically injured, but probably nobody died in that scene. So, basically, I was like, okay, so yes, that was really messed up what he did, having, the cars just, crashing into each other. I was like, okay, this man is pretty crazy, but he still hasn't yet to cause permanent damage to someone, from what I can assume. Well, once that was done, we see the man enter a family's home. And we see this mother just, cooking away and all that, cooking food. Actually, the exact opposite to what was going on with the main male character in the first episode. Remember, his family, they didn't really care much about him. We remember that. Like, he's trying to do everything. He got him a house, he's eating by himself, he's unpacking by himself, it doesn't seem like any of his family members really loved him. And basically, when you see this family scene in the second half, it's the exact opposite of the first episode. The obvious comparisons are there. But anyways, though, he walks into his house, and you see this mother, she's just cooking food for her family, and all that's like some form of curry or whatever, soup. And basically, you have it to where she's getting ready to fix it, and then you have her husband, and then the child in the bath, and all that. They're taking a bath, getting ready to, have dinner, and then eventually go to bed, watch some TV, go to bed or something. Well, basically, he walks in the house, she's like, who are you? And he's like, bang. Like, he literally just says bang, and you see these holes open up inside of her, which proves that he is a very, very deadly weapon. I mean, we already know that he was a weapon because we saw it in first episode how he kind of got rebuilt, but also the main male character, we know that he had, weapons built into him as well, and we saw that. We know he's capable of quite a bit, but now seeing what we see here in this episode, it really shows how powerful these two are, and how just, they can do anything they want. Like, I mean, they can actually make cars just ram right into each other. They can, pop birds by just doing bang and just scare them or, knock them out of the sky. And the accuracy is ridiculous in how fast it is, because you don't even hear a sound of like a gun or anything. You just, it's over. And that's the scary part about it. You don't even hear anything when he does bang. And then on top of that, though, when he puts the mother down, like, he shoots her down, like, okay, so it's obvious from what was going on in the earlier part of the episode when there was, like, some form of slash or whatever going on, it's apparent that he most likely is that dude. But here's the thing, though. When he actually puts her down, he takes it a step further, and he starts putting holes in her body. And I'm like, what? Like, it was like, whoa. Like, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like, hold the phone. Like, I did not think he was that crazy. And then it escalated even quicker after that. Like, oh my. Like, okay, to explain it, as soon as he was done with that, he goes into the bathroom where the father is bathing his son and all that. They're just, about ready to have dinner and all that. Because remember, the mother was making dinner, but now she's on the floor, bleeding out. Well, anyways, he goes in there, and the father asks the same question, like, who are you? And then he basically is like, this is a weapon and all that. What will you do? And, he didn't comprehend. Obviously, if you're in that situation as the father, you wouldn't really comprehend if someone's just pointing a finger at you. You'd be like, you'd be like, okay, I'm not really scared, but you'll be like, what's going on here? But basically, when he actually had some part of the wall open up, he realized something hit. He's like, you saw his facial expression just change. He realized the danger he was in, and he was putting everything together. You could see that the father knew the danger that he was in. And I love how instinctive it was for the character, and I love it from a writer's perspective, the way he moved his son around and all that. He kept his son not to look at the dude, and moved around, spun around, and had his back showing to the dude. That's what I really liked about the scene, because it added a little bit more impact to it to show that the father was very aware of the situation. He knew what just happened, and he was very aware of most likely what happened to his wife, but he asked the question anyway. He was already aware, but you can see he had to ask the question just to know. When he found out the truth, you could see the man knew, and he was just, before he knew he was going to die because he saw the dude. He's like, please, spare my son. That was a very powerful scene. I was just very shocked with how that was done, not just because of how the character was, just how emotionless he was, but to see how the father was just trying to protect his child because he saw, the person that was doing this to his family. That was just very emotional, and I like how he's like, he knew he was going to die. Like, he knew he legit was just gone. He knew for a fact, and he just started pleading for his child, and when he's like, no, he's going too. That's what truly was sad about this, and I didn't think something like that would be shown in this. I mean, I know this is a seinen series. Like, I know it's a seinen, and seinen does stuff like this. I'm not new to this type of stuff when it comes to seinen manga. I'm just very surprised that the anime was actually willing to show some of the things in this. I mean, granted, it wasn't as violent as some of the stuff I read, but it was just very surprising to see how far they were willing to go and also actually show it. I mean, when you see the child under the father and just squirming and all that, I was like, yo, that's messed up. It's messed up, but, like, I give props to the studio for actually not censoring that whatsoever. I truly appreciate that. That's something I really do appreciate, and we don't see a lot of that type of stuff when it comes to seinen manga, and I will say, very good job, very good job. The entire team that worked on this episode did a very good job with, Inuyashiki. They're handling this really well, I gotta say. From my perspective as an anime only, they're really doing a good job. Anyways, though, let's try to talk about, the teenager. So, my analysis of him after what I just witnessed, especially when the daughter comes in after, like, a long day of school, and he starts asking her the question about One Piece and all that, it shows what type of person this is. It shows his mindset, but also how unhinged he is, and how he cares little for life. When he starts talking to the girl and talks about One Piece, that's what really shows what type of person he is. When, she's asking about her family and all that, and he's like, oh, what are you doing? That doesn't matter. We're talking about One Piece. It shows he's a very selfish individual. He just wants to focus on the things he cares about, and he doesn't care about other things that don't matter to him. For instance, if it's someone that he doesn't know, or if it's things that he just doesn't care about, he doesn't take the time to, at the very least, listen to an individual. He's someone that only cares about the things he cares about. Like, he doesn't care to find out other things, or learn new things, or what others care about. He cares little for others. He only cares about what he cares about. And so, that shows his moral compass. He's someone like, if you cared about maybe writing with your left hand, but he didn't care about that, he forced a pencil into your right hand, that's basically what this is. He doesn't care about your moral compass, what you want, what you care about. He only cares about himself, and that's basically it. So, he is a very disturbed individual, but it doesn't just stop there as well. When he also starts talking about emotions and all that, he's like, oh, this feels good and all that. Basically, what he was doing was confirming that, does he have feelings? Does he feel anything when he does what he does, these things he does, when he hurt this family. Does he feel anything? And when he does say he feels something, I don't think necessarily he's feeling guilt or sadness. He's more feeling like he's alive in terms of just, I guess, adrenaline. Adrenaline is pumping because of what he is doing. He's getting that thrill within him. And so it's not sadness that's eating up inside of him. It's actually just adrenaline and happiness or whatever what he's doing. He's just getting this vibe. So like I said, he's the exact opposite of our old man main male character. He's just the complete opposite. The exact opposite of him. Not just in terms of design, but personality as well. Because you have our main character, our main male character, that's the old man. He cares about his family, and you can see that he doesn't really put himself first. He puts his family and everybody else around him first before he puts his own self first. While you have this character, he puts himself first and doesn't care about anyone else around him. So you have a selfish person and then a selfless person. So like I said, very good stuff. Very, 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 very good episode. Extremely good episode. I am excited to see how the old man is going to be able to deal with this teenager. I'm going to assume that the teenager's not going to go down because he's in the opening, and I mean, obviously he's like the final villain of the series or something. So I highly doubt he's going to go down, but this is definitely going to start like a big thing between these two characters where he's going to try to stop him and could explain a lot of the certain scenes in the opening song. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this week's episode of Inuyashiki. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? I mean, I gotta say, I love this series. I did not think it would be this good after watching episode 2. I mean, episode 1 was extremely good, but episode 2 just blew that out of the water. Like, this was way better than episode 1. So, I'm just gonna say, must watch from Fall of Anime 2017. Instantly a must watch. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, how you felt about this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Are you going to continue watching? If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please leave a like. And if for some reason you're not getting any notifications for this video, well, near the subscribe button down below, there is a little bell icon. Click that and you'll be able to get notifications for any time I upload a video. But on top of that as well, if you want to support me, for I can continue to focus on YouTube, please go in the description and support me on Patreon. It does help me out a lot. And so with that, I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.